Hey, Val.
I think we're live.
Yes, see how easy that was?
That was your instructions were excellent. You had really good. The only thing is I can't see a stream. Can't see anyone chatting yet. That's the part I don't have down.
Now, what do you want? Chat? All right, so what you have to do is, let me shrink this down. So what we have to do is go to your channel on YouTube.
Okay.
I'll do the same. I'll do it with you.
Okay, I got it. Oh, there it is now.
All right, so you pull that up. Let me get this
Okay.
email out of the way. Let me get this music out of the way. I got too much crap going on right now on my computer. Okay, so I'll go to YouTube. And we'll go to Val. Val Kimmer health issues. That's not it. Val's health life journey. Correct.
Right. And see, I can see when I'm on my YouTube channel, I can see everyone posting. Hey, Kim, Kelly, Momo, Mr. Winky.
They can't hear you right now.
Oh.
Because we haven't gone live yet.
We haven't?
I hope we're not. Are we live?
I think so, yeah.
Did you hit live already?
Yeah.
Okay, let me pull up the chat.
Chris, sorry, yes, we can see and I can hear her. Sorry.
Yes, you're live now. How about that? Okay, so.
Oh my gosh.
Set this over to the side. Okay. Hold on, let me mute that. Okay. All right, so yes, they see us, Val.
Okay, and
lesson number 1: don't push the button before you're ready to go on. But that's fine. You're doing great for the first time. This is your first Google Hangout, right?
This is my very first one. Never done this before.
Well, you're doing fine.
Okay, and I'm gonna make sure.
All right, so you see the chat?
Yes.
All right. So you see it says top chat at the top left?
Yep.
You go all the way across, you see 3 dots.
Okay, I see them.
Click on those 3 dots.
Oh, pop out chat.
Pop out chat. All right. You want to shrink that down, so you want to have pop out chat on this side and me and you on this side.
Okay. I got it. Oh my God. That's fabulous. Oh yeah. I got it now. Okay.
So let's get this out the way.
I think we got it.
I think so. Hold on. Let's Google Hangouts. There we go. Let me shrink you down. Move you over here. And there we go.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
All right. Kelly Paulson, Crystal Justice, just having fun. Mo. MD95TSI 357 is in the house. Yeah. I like messing with Chris about his name.
So guys, today we're going to have an interview with Captain Cook, because as long as I've known all of you, there is so much I don't know about all of you. And Captain Cook was nice enough to agree to come on and let me start with all my questions with him. And Mr. Winky Head, aka Anthony, thank you for all your questions, but some I think would get me an X rating if I asked them. So I had to take a few of them out, okay? Don't want to upset you, darling, but I can't even say them. Okay. So Captain, I'm just going to start asking questions and let the chat go where it's going to go. And it says, no, why do you love me? Okay. Chris. Dad, Chris.
I like light-skinned young boys. That's what. I thought we were going to keep this G-rated.
Yeah, because my grandson's coming and he's going to be watching this. So you guys be good. Be good. Isn't it fun? Yeah, I'm beginning to think I am the good sister in this. So Captain, let me just start with some preliminary stuff. Where were you born? Were you born in North Carolina?
I was born in Wilmington, North Carolina. Yes.
Nice, nice.
Yep.
I have family all down the PD River in South Carolina.
Yes. Yes. And that's where my mother's side of the family is originally from, South Carolina. They were Choctaw Indians, coastal Indians,
Mm-hmm.
and they are spread out all over South Carolina. So yeah,
Wow,
know it well.
cool. Um, so have you always lived in North Carolina? Have you been in any other states?
I've never lived anywhere else. Been right here.
So I believe you, when I saw your video on Memorial Day
Hmm.
and your father, and you said that was in 76. That was a long time ago. You were very young.
Yes, I was 10 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, yes.
And and then you followed in his footsteps, didn't you? You went into the military?
Well, what I did, Val, I my father was a staff sergeant in the United States Army during the Second World War,
Oh.
and he served proudly. Was a decorated soldier, and so what I did was I actually I was, I guess you call it, I worked for the Marine Corps and made good money. I was a I was a civilian Marine, worked for the Marine Corps. What that means is I made more money than everybody else. And I
Okay.
was actually the first in history to ever work for the Marine Corps. Most civilians and most people that work for the Marine Corps are employed by the Department of Defense, and I was actually employed by United States Marine Corps and Department of the Navy, and the first in history to ever do that. And I had 8 other guys with me, and uh, this this was this came up back in 2004. I was actually, my orders came from Donald Rumsfeld, um, with meetings in Quantico, and I was my task was to go to the Middle East, up armor vehicles to withstand roadside bombs. And there were 8 of us chosen to do this. And in February of 2005, I shipped out and went to my first theater of duty was Doha, um, Kuwait, and then from there moved into Iraq. And I spent 6 months, 4 months in Iraq, and and it was an experience, I can tell you. But yeah,
So, oh, let me ask you, Captain, because during 1981, when Iraq was at war with Iran,
yes,
I was in Iran. I was there for about 3 months,
mm,
and I remember the culture was so different.
yes,
Everything, there was nothing that I could look at and say, this is like America. I mean, absolutely nothing. I
no,
love the
no,
people,
no.
but did you find that to be true too?
Oh yeah, and I had to take the training. The training I had to go through, anti-terrorism training, cultural training, was one of the main things we had to do to not offend um, people in the Middle East, Muslims, whatnot. But yeah, when I arrived in the Middle East, it was a culture shock. Nothing like I'd ever seen in my life. You know, uh, one of the funniest things I ever saw was camel races. Never even knew there was such a thing. They race
I,
camels. They have hybrid camels. You know, they have 5-speed camels over there. They race these camels. I have good friends that are from Jordan and Kuwait, and they always talked about these camel races. And I thought, oh, y'all are full of shit. No, I've been to a camel racetrack, you know, so it was a great shock to me. But when I was there, being an American, they kept me hidden. You know, I rode buses, curtains closed. I couldn't look out the curtains. I couldn't be without security. You know, I took weapons training before I went. I was armed when I was there, but I could not be out in the streets anywhere without, you know, being hidden more or less. And that's a shock to me. So
Right.
yeah, it was a great culture shock to see, you know, 8,000 miles away, how different your cultures are and how different people live. And it was saddening to me because I saw things, and just not in a war zone before I ever got there. You know, I saw things that the way it broke my heart, how sad these people were. You know, you come upon a woman just crying, and that's Muslim women in the Middle East. That's how they are. They're crying for whatever reason. It may be loved ones they lost during the Iraq-Iran war, or loved ones they lost during, you know, whatever it is. And you really get to see how the other side lives. I'm in my own little cocoon right here. I don't get to see that, and that was one of the great things that I appreciate about it. It really opened my eyes to another part of the world where it's not as cozy and calm as where I'm from. You know, it's a war zone. It's always has been, always will be. But that's another. I could go on about that forever. But yeah, it was a great culture shock, and but I am glad I got to see it. Really am.
I know, Captain, when I was over there, it was really hard to explain to people the thinking that that this community had. It was so, I used to always say they look at things opposite. It's not wrong. It's just opposite of how we see the world.
Yeah. And that's right. It's not wrong. It's just maybe we're wrong, you know. And that's a great thing about this big blue ball, blue ball we live on. If it wasn't for the difference, and you know, if we were all the same, it would just be a boring ass world. And that's one great thing about it. You know, so many cultures from just not the world, just the United States. You know what I'm saying? Just from where I'm at to where you're at, you know, it's a different culture. But I do agree. And I don't mean to ramble on, but please go ahead.
No, I want you to answer. And some people are, let's see, he said, as you know, Captain, I've been to war. And we did know that, to the Falkland Islands. I remember that very well. And I think when people go to places like war, places that are in war, it's a very different way of looking at the world after that. It just makes it very different. I don't know. Well, let me ask you this. How, Captain, I know you're a man of faith. I've talked to you, and you've told me that. How was your faith showing up for you when you were overseas?
Oh, my faith was 100%. And we tried to go to church, but the enemy, they like to target crowds. And that's why I'm not a big fan of crowds today. But church is a big crowd of people. Right. And I went one time, and my nerves were so tore up, I couldn't even listen to what was going on. But my faith and the 16 Marines I was over there with, our faith was. So what we did, we started holding church in our tents. And every Sunday morning, we'd get up and we'd do our own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just didn't feel safe traveling to where we had to go. Just too many things went on when we were there. And crowds, you know, if I got somewhere and I had more than 10 people standing around me, I got to go. I got to get somewhere else. But my faith, I read the Bible every night. The Bible put me to sleep every night. I fell asleep with the Bible laying on my chest every night. And I've always been a religious person. I believe in God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Always have. But something like that really, really puts you on point. And saying, "Hey, I've been messing around with this all my life, but this is serious shit right here. I don't want to get sent home in a body bag over here trying to do something." So you become a little closer to God when you're in. And any person that say they do not, they're full of it. I don't care who you are. You're going to become closer to whatever God you worship, whatever it is, Allah, God, whatever. And I'm sure Heath, and Heath was 17 years old, like he says, and it almost destroyed his life. And me and Heath have talked about this so many times, and that's no place. I was lucky. I was older when I went, but Heath was 17 years old. His mind wasn't even fully developed, and the things he saw, it screwed him up for life. And I've got my issues, what I went through, but nothing like that. But yes,
Captain,
I did become closer.
yeah, I remember when I was over there and they would fill the buses up with these young kids with keys around their necks so they'd have them to get into heaven
Yeah.
when they hit the front lines with Iraq. And I just remember you find God. If you didn't have God, you find God.
You'll find him. You're going to find him.
Things like that. You find him.
You want to find him before you meet him. I'll tell you that.
Right.
You want to have that relationship before you go before him. And he says, "Hey, I know you." You don't want to be that guy that says, "Who are you?" You want to be known. And everybody's going to have that. I don't care who you are. And I know I saw a comment from RC Funds Diversions. He knows. But you're going to find God. Let me tell you what now. You do some praying. You do some soul searching, but you do some praying.
Right. I so agree with you. You've had a lot of life-altering events, I think, in your life. You've had a few. I know with your father, with going over to a third world country that was at war, against us. Of all the life-changing events, what was the maybe three that have stood out to you?
Now, you're saying live streams?
Life-changing events.
Life-changing events. Oh, my God.
You between children and marriage and
Yeah.
war.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of things going on in your life.
All right. Life-changing events. My first child.
Yeah.
Never experienced, the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life. You're right. My first child, definitely. My marriage to my wife. And life changing. I've lost a lot of loved ones. My father, my mother, a lot of us have. But one of the biggest life changing. My granddaughter.
Yes. Yes. I am. I'm going to tell you, Captain. When I first held my grandson, and I held him within seconds of him being born, I remember crying and telling God, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you," because this was. It was a miracle, Captain. I didn't realize I'd ever get in my life. And with everything that's gone wrong in my life, that one event made up for everything.
Yep.
And and you, my friend, have a very beautiful granddaughter. When my grandson was born, he was beautiful in his way. But I'll tell you, he is gorgeous right now. But your granddaughter, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what a blessing.
She is. She is. She'll be 4 years old in August.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, oh wow, she's going to be growing fast.
Yeah. And she'll be here in a minute.
I
She's been with
know.
us all weekend. Yeah.
Very nice.
They're going to
My
get
grand
Chinese food. She wanted some rice.
did she? Bless her heart. So,
Yeah.
how long have you been on YouTube, Captain?
2010. I came in on YouTube, not doing a lot. I did some promos for a friend of mine that actually owned a vape shop where you buy vape juice and vape mods and stuff like that. So I actually started, he held vape contests and cloud contests, and I did some promotional stuff for him. And I started posting then. That was back, I don't know if it was 2010, but I've been on YouTube since 2010.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
What have you seen change on this platform over that time?
What I've seen change is fly by night channels, channels that have no content, channels that don't know why they're here. They're not here to make money. They're here to cause trouble. And and I don't know if it's ever been better. I know back in 2010 when I came on, it was I enjoyed it. Informational stuff you need to know something, and it's that way today. But there's a lot of pardon bullshit these days on YouTube that it's unnecessary. It gives a bad name to people that are here and are trying to do something good and trying to put something meaningful out. Have true content to what they're doing. Be true to what they're doing. And I see these days it's not like that anymore. It's pitiful. It really is. You're just having to hash through all the crap.
Right, right. Yeah, I think so. So Captain, one of the questions I got was, well, I've gotten a lot. I'm going to start asking some of those now. When did you first start droning? And on top of that, what was your first drone?
I think I started messing with actual drones 2 years ago. I'd been into helicopters before that. So it's been about 2 years. My first drone, which I still have, is the WL Toys 686G Wi-Fi, and I still have it. And that was my very first one.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So do you ever fly it anymore?
I do not. I still have it. I do not. It's like when you own a Yugo, and shit, I got enough money now. I'm gonna buy a Cadillac. Well, the Yugo is gonna sit over and collect dust and rust. And, it's just, I thought about it because it is really hard to fly. And Val, let me tell you, my first flight, I actually have that video is in my channel. My first flight was literally taking off, going up, coming back down. That was it. That was my first actual drone flight. I actually filmed it, a crappy camera, and but I'll tell you, I had a ball. And then I was hooked, and then I started moving up and getting better drones, better camera drones, and that's my thing. I'm not really into the race quads, acro. I'm into camera platforms, good quality video. That's what I'm into.
So let me ask you, Captain, because we know this about Chris. We've seen all his drones all over his walls, MD95 TSI. How many drones do you have?
I probably have about 25 right now.
So I think Chris might be beating you, Captain. I don't want to make
Oh,
you
he definitely is beating me. Yes. Oh yeah. Just on one wall, he's beating me. Yeah.
Let me ask you, how did you meet Chris?
Chris Chris won a giveaway I was doing back when I used to do giveaways to um, last year, and he won a giveaway. He actually won, and Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, a F-36 Furby F-36. It may have been an H-36, but he won that, you know. And I kind of met Chris, and we got to talking. And at the time, I was involved with another channel's live stream. Was working with it a little while. I'm not going to mention any names, but most of my people in here know. And was working with that channel. Did some live streams with them. Thought it was going somewhere, you know. And kind of brought Chris into it a little bit. And I had the thought, you know, that's probably going to be another question of yours, but that's how I met Chris. He won a giveaway of mine. And,
Wow.
And we kind of got to talking and chatting, and that's how we met.
Nice. Yeah, and I do have a question about why, you know, see, one of the things I kind of say about you and Chris and Crystal is that you really brought this big community together, so that we're here and we can all talk, and we're kind of got some very firm lines connecting us. But why did you start the Drone Network? Why was it important to you?
Well, like I said, I was part of another channel's live stream that I thought had good potential, and it did. It really did. But I got to thinking, you know, I can do this, and I can do it better. And by better, I mean I can be better at communicating with people in chat, which I'm not doing right now, guys. Forgive me, but I'm in serious mode right now. But I really thought that, you know, I could do it better. I really could. So what I did was, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start my own live stream, and it had no name at the time. All right. So I'm thinking, one thing, I don't want to do this by myself. I want to have someone with me. By myself, I probably couldn't do it. So I thought, and I thought, and I thought. And the one person that kept coming to my mind was Chris.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, we clicked. So, funny thing, I contacted Chris. I say, hey, man, I got an idea. I want to start a live stream. I want to start a show about drones. All right. Well, funny thing, Chris turned me down. He told me no.
Okay, so I got to tell you, what, Chris? What the heck?
Well,
it was almost done before it started.
yes. So what Chris had got Chris into, and RC Hunter, he knows what I'm talking about, with this certain live stream channel, and Chris had got in with that and was trying to work with that, and I don't blame him at all. And he turned me down. Well, yeah, the money wasn't right, was it, Chris? So things went south with that. And Chris contacted me. Look, is that offer still up? Of course it is. And so we put our heads together. I came up with the name, the Drone Network, just off the top of my head. And we're going into our 18th week without a flaw. 18 weeks solid. And that's how I came up with it. I mean, it was all about doing it, but doing it better than everybody else is. And I hope I do. But, you know, I've been told, and people tell me all the time, you know, that and believe me, I'm not going to get a swole head from it whatsoever, that I'm the reason for this and I'm the reason for that. Well, that's good to know, and it makes me proud. It really does.
Right.
But you guys, please believe me that I'm not going anywhere, and that if I'm the reason you're here, I'm happy as can be. And that's how it all started. I mean, it was it was just a whim. It was a whim. I saw something that I thought, hey, I can do this. I can do it better. I might not know everything, but I know enough people that know everything. You know, it's not about what you know. It's who you surround yourself with. You surround yourself with smart people, and you feed off of their knowledge, and then you promote what they do, and that's, you know, that's one of that was the main thing, man. Just, and I hope
Right.
that you know, I hope I'm helping everybody as much as I can. I'm not the smartest. I don't want to know everything about drones, but I'm gonna tell you what. If I don't know it, I'm gonna hook you up with that guy that does. That's the main thing, you know.
I know that I found you because Kim had really wanted me to do, he was really supportive of my channel. And I was one of those who didn't know what the hell I was doing or why I was just trying to create something in my life, right? And I remember coming out into your channel, and then I saw you and Chris together. It's before you became the Drone Network captain.
Yep.
And I remember getting hold of Duck and saying, oh my gosh, thank goodness there's a channel that when they're live, they'll talk to us. Now, I know everyone that we're not kind of doing that now because I'm centering everything right now on the captain, but we will be chatting really quick. But I remember thinking that is exactly what I was looking for, some kind of connection. And that's what you guys have supplied for us. And now we have so much other stuff. Let me ask you, what is your vision for your show?
My vision is what's happening now. To bring not just drone pilots together, but more than that. You know, because we do have people that come in that don't fly drones. You know, and I like it more as a community because we're a family, and we help and we support and we love each other. And you know, sometimes you get a lot of people out there looking for that support. And so my vision is to bring together this community of drone flyers, quad flyers, whatever you want to call it. But not only them, bringing in other people that will that just love to communicate with everybody that's in the chat and communicate with us, because, you know, Val, we do talk about other stuff.
We do.
Not just drones. We'll take off on a tangent, and it might be food, and it might be stripper poles, and you never know. And that's what I love about it. We're not contained to just drones, and that's what keeps it interesting. That we'll take off and we'll go off on something else. Whatever you want to talk about, baby. Whatever you want to talk about, we're gonna talk about it. And that's my vision, is to just have a tight community, which I think we have right now. And I don't want to be that channel that forgets where it came from and forgets the people in that chat, you know, because I see it every day. And it's got to be hard on these guys that have 2,000 or 3,000 people in their chat at one time.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it.
I don't either.
It's
I don't
really
want to see it go there, but I'd love to see it that big. But that's where you got to have somebody backing you up. We got Crystal, and that's her job, is watching that chat, moderating that chat, and letting us know if we miss something, because we're human, you know. Me and Chris will get carried away with something, and we're going to miss something. And please don't be ill. Like, we're not disregarding you at all, but man, sometimes that chat's moving so damn fast, you know, you can't even see it. And I told Crystal today, if it got that big, we'd have to bring in a second moderator. We're going to get a 19-year-old Russian girl in a bathing suit, sit next to her and help moderate the chat.
Now that'll give you even more people watching, I think.
I know, right?
But I I think that that's what I've seen. I've seen a lot of the channels come on and they get so big and they have so many people that they cannot possibly interact. And let me know if you think this might be true, because in my humble opinion, the way you have the pre-show and then the show, and then we all kind of take in a night, and then of course I think Kelly's coming after I come on tonight. It kind of helps spread some of that out a little bit. But I think that but the show is the show.
Yeah. And the pre-show actually came about. Thursday nights was actually hanging with Cap. It was me by myself. But if anyone knows me, I cannot stand to be in a live stream by myself because I can't hear anything. I can read, but there's dead silence, and I can't stand that. I can't stand that.
Right.
So I started the pre-show show. Of course, bringing Chris on. That way I can hear things. I mean, because if not, I got to turn some music up. And then I'm going to get hit with I'm going to get busted by YouTube for playing some music in the background. So that's actually where that came from. Thursday nights was my kind of thing, So it became the pre-show show. And so I really don't have my thing anymore. But I'm all right with it because I get great satisfaction out of, the 2 nights I do live streams.
And we like it too. I do kind of miss some of your grilling.
Yeah.
I'm just saying because I think you do really well with grilling, and I get very hungry.
Yes. That's what it was intended for.
So let me ask you this. Talking about making food, why did you start making and why did you start eating weird stuff? I mean, where did that come from?
I don't know. The weird thing, the first weird thing I ever ate was a tarantula.
Ooh.
And Drone Worship sent it to me. He put me up to a challenge. All right. So you don't challenge me. I'm gonna step up. So he challenged me to eat this tarantula, and really I hadn't done a lot of live streams in, and the thing I was more nervous about than eating a tarantula was being live doing it.
Oh.
But it actually tasted pretty good.
Oh.
And it kind of started from there. And they would send me stuff, all kinds of bugs, and some guys would take it easy on me and send me sweets every now and then. But so yeah, I've ate some nasty stuff. I've ate tarantulas and 4 scorpions, crickets, grasshoppers, sago worms, silkworms. Oh God, cockroaches, water scorpions, and just some weird stuff. And I think I got a stomach of iron because none of it bothers me. It really doesn't. I mean, taste doesn't bother me, but I've ate some weird stuff, and but I'm gonna tell you what, my people that send me that weird stuff, they take care of me in other ways too. They send me something nasty, then they send me something good. And one of my biggest fans is Stephen Merritt, and Sean Brooks kind of feels sorry for me, so he sends me sweets from Japan. And but I haven't had nothing nasty in a while. I still got that big water scorpion left, but I'm saving that for the old droner. For his tutu challenge,
There you go. And I think he's looking forward to it, because I kept saying, we can't kill him. That'd be terrible.
Well, yeah, he was talking about letting the gallery pick the hot pepper or the water scorpion. And my honest opinion is I would eat the water scorpion, because 5 minutes after you eat it, it's gone and done with, and you wash it down with water. This hot pepper, you're going to suffer for it for 24 hours. You're going to burn for a good 45 minutes, and then you're going to next day your digestive system is going to kick back on you.
Oh my God!
I hope you guys pick the water scorpion. because it's nasty now. He's not getting off easy by any means. But that Carolina Reaper or that Pepper X, whatever pepper I send him, I don't want it to hurt him. I don't,
Right.
you know. And this a hot pepper. It can affect him. It can hurt him. And I don't want to be on a live stream with him, waiting on the EMTs to show up, you know, because his chest is on fire. I don't want that whatsoever. So, old runner, pick the bug. I still got it.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to kind of push him in that direction. I think he's looking forward to the challenge. At least that's the way it appeared to me. But I worry for him because I think he's kind of a little bit of a daredevil, you know, hiding behind his tutu. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I think either way he's going to get the bug because I've been trying to give this thing away for the past 2.5 months, and I got no takers. So I got to get rid of this thing.
So I have one more question, then I wanted to open it up to everybody in the chat to see if they had questions for you. So what is something about you that you would like everyone to know in the family, in this community?
I don't know. I think they probably don't know it. I'm a fair person. I'm that second chance guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a second chance, whatever. I'm an honest guy. I'm fair, and I just want people to get along. And none of what I'm saying is like a great surprise. But and my wife bringing trash out. They know about me. I am who I am. I'm nothing spectacular. I do like that I bring people together, and that's I'm proud of that. You know, I'm not going to get big headed from it, but I'm proud of it. I'm a born leader. I lead. I have people follow, and that's just the way it is. That's the way I was raised. That's the way my father was. I'm a born leader, and that's what I've done my whole life. And I enjoy leading people because I'm not leading anyone astray. That's not what that's not what I'm about. If you follow me, you're gonna have a good time, and you're going to you follow me, you're gonna reap the benefits. You're going to see that I'm here for you guys. I'm not and I hope everybody knows that by now. I've been here long enough, you know. I am who I am, and I don't put on, you know. My dear brother David King came down today, the flying trucker, and you can ask him. I am probably more real in person. I'm more real here. I'm just who I am, and he was too, and he's just down to earth and not putting on airs, and that's who I am. I'm just who I am. I'm just that guy. I'm just a regular guy. I just want to be a regular guy. I don't want to be a superstar. I just want to be your friend, more or less.
Well, and Captain, I want to tell you, thank you so much. And everyone, you know, I think it's kind of a little nerve-wracking when someone gets hold of you and says, hey, I want to interview you for a show, and you don't. I didn't send Captain the questions till like 2 minutes before I put him on the air. I didn't want to make him nervous by reading him and trying to think, well, how am I going to answer this? But I also didn't want him to feel like there were any questions in there that he could veto some questions. Gave him just enough time to quickly read through and veto anything. He vetoed nothing. He vetoed nothing. So everything that all the questions that I had, he was really lovely to do this for me. And I think it takes a lot of courageousness to do it. And I just want to say, Captain, you are a wonderful man. I believe you are a leader because you were able to do that for us and get this family together so that we could have a platform in which to come on. And we have vets in here, and we have people in wheelchairs, and we have people who just run in circles and they do their thing. but it doesn't matter because YouTube is a great equalizer. Everyone, it just gets to come and be who they are. And I think that is very huge for us and huge for everyone. I think you bring something to all of our lives, which has been just extremely nice, Captain. I just so appreciate you. And thank you for doing this, because I know you're a bit of a humble man. And for me to be talking about stuff like this is not easy for you. But I just can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Now I want to open it up. If anyone has questions, Captain does have chat. He's going to be able to see him, or we can just chat and talk. We have a little bit longer for the show. So, Captain, take it away.
Any questions? That already answered, but please ask.
Well, Anthony, Mr. Winky had one. He wanted to know how long you were bald. Yeah, right.
1993. I started shaving my head in 1993, the year my youngest daughter was born.
Nice.
I wasn't balding. My barber said I had fine hair. I was not balding. I had fine hair. So I started shaving my head in 1993.
So there you go, Anthony. He asked some prison ones, but we're not going to do those. If you had one superpower, what would it be, Captain?
Time travel.
Very nice.
I've been an undercover superhero mode for 22 years now. So it's out of the bag. Have I ever flown my H2 miles? I have not. Half a mile as far as I've been, I think. No, it's been a little over half a mile.
So, Captain, Heath wants to know if you can remember how you met him.
God.
You can leave out the dark alley. That part we don't want to know.
I met the RC Hunter. You know, me and RC Hunter been through a lot. And that first time, you know, I had people that when I came into this that I leaned on, and Heath was one of them during worship. But me and Heath really connected, and he's one of my favorites. I don't know the exact day, Heath, but we became friends and became close friends, and me and Heath been through a lot together.
So Alvin would like to know, how come he can see your sunglasses and they're not even on you?
I know, right? I never go outside without my sunglasses on. It's bad for your eyes. I always got my sunglasses on. I know, right? Got a raccoon face.
Anthony wants to know, if you had one RC device for the rest of your life and you could only have one, what would it be?
Well, that's hard. Because I like my Typhoon H, I like my Solo, and I like my rock crawlers, and I have a nice boat. That's hard. That's hard to say. If I had to pick one, it'd probably be the Typhoon H, the unique Typhoon H.
Nice. So let's see. Chris is going to the store. Bye, Chris. See you soon. And let's see. We'll be back, Ray, I promise. Okay, he's saying he can be back. Drone Man Yo-Yo just stopping by to hit a like. Thank you, Drone Review Man. I'm staying here, Ray. Nice, Crystal. I see a lot of people in here. Dronologist, hey. Patrick. Is Patrick dronologist? No.
Dronologist. No. Patrick is a drone review man.
And Bill is dronologist? Am I wrong? Oh my gosh. There's so many here. Hey, how are you? I'm doing good, dronologist. How you doing? And the reason I was asking about your name is every time I have to put it in the chat. Oh my gosh, I can't spell it.
I'm typing, huh?
Autocorrect. It's killing me, guys. It's killing me. Let's see. Darwin Droning. Hi. How you doing? Let's see. Thank you, Honey Bunny, Crystal Justice. You're very sweet, guys. And Crystal is fabulous. Sis, you're fabulous.
Yeah.
So one thing I found, Captain, that I was surprised that you said you've never flown with anyone. Flying Trucker was the first person you've flown with.
First person I ever flown with, yes.
That is surprising to me. I would think everybody would be racing down there to fly with you.
And the thing about it, David, the Flying Trucker, he's from my hometown. He went to the same high school I did. I was a couple years older than him. He was behind me a little bit in high school. And but let me tell you something. Great guy, down to earth as they get. A great Southern guy is what he is. And I was a little apprehensive because I've never done that before. It's like your first date. You know what I mean?
I do.
My palms are sweaty. I was like, oh my God, what? And as soon as we met and shook hands, that was it. Just a great guy. Enjoyed myself thoroughly. Had a great time. Of course, he bought me some pickled quail eggs.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I gave him a drone, the Sky Hunter. But yeah, great guy, just down to earth as you can get, and his wife Trish, just beautiful people.
So, Captain, if Mo and I are going to meet down in Vegas and fly drones.
Yeah.
And I've seen Mo on YouTube and she's seen me on YouTube. But how do you know you're going to be safe when you're just reaching across those lines? I mean, I don't see anyone in this feed that I would be worried about.
No.
But I don't know how I would know.
And you don't really know, but you've got to let your natural instinct, and some people get them in trouble. It gets them in trouble. But the people we deal with here, I wouldn't have a problem with any of them. And I carry a big gun too. So
do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen that gun. I think I've seen it. I have my 45. I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about any of these people we're dealing with. I don't see, that's a chance you got to take. Let me tell you about, I'm kind of a private person. And
yes.
This has kind of opened me up, as I know it has you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had yourself had issues. I'm not real social with people. I don't like crowds. And the thing is, I dealt with crowds years ago. That's what I did. And but this has really opened me up. I had to make a speech in front of 200 people 2 weeks ago, and the guy asked, "Are you nervous?" Hell no, I'm not nervous. I'm used to this, and I did a great job. I mean, that was, but this helped me do that. I don't have an issue with that. So I think we got to trust these people we've known for so long here. If they had bad intentions, I think we'd know it and we'd feel it.
Something that really resonated with me, Captains, when you talked about being overseas and they get all these big crowds and then the terrorists would come in. And I never realized it because I think when I was younger, I wasn't big crowds. I was born right, in a city. I've lived near cities all my life. But when I was in Iran, they told me to be careful because they start talking to get people really close and then they'd start using knives on them. And I remember just thinking, but there's no place here that isn't crowded. How would you stay out of the crowd? And I have a hard time with crowds now. I really do. And I never kind of pieced that together, how that happened.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that when I came back home, that's one of the issues I had, and have dealt with that for the past since 2005. I've dealt with that. Is dealing with crowds because and rightly, if you're thinking something could happen, you know. And you hate to be paranoid. I hate to live my life like that, but that's just the way it is. And I'm sorry. And my wife will tell you, I'm just, I'd rather be right here. I'd rather be home than, and, you know,
Funny because I left Maryland to fly over there. Went to Germany first, then over. And I remember being in that country. And when I went into New York to leave, I thought, what a dirty city. So terrible. It's so dirty. It's so
yeah,
awful.
yeah,
And then I was in New York City, and I came back, and the only thing I wanted to do was kiss the ground. New York was the most beautiful city I've
yeah,
ever seen. And
yeah,
I was so joyful to be back. And it doesn't mean I didn't care for people I've met or, gotten to know them on a good level. But nothing is like here. I don't care what anyone, nothing is
yeah.
like nothing.
And yeah, and anybody's gonna feel that about where they're from, no matter where you're from. There's nothing like home. There's nothing like home, no matter where you're from. Um, the happiest day of my life is when I landed in Detroit, Michigan. You know, that was the happiest day of my life. And I'm gonna tell you what, I had a good time from the time I pulled out of Amsterdam till the time I landed in Wilmington, North Carolina. I had probably drank more alcohol than any person in the world, and I'm pretty sure I did because I'm gonna tell you what, I, when I landed in Detroit and my phone would work, I called so many people and told them I was back. I'm here. I'm laid over in Detroit for 4 hours. I'm gonna drink the whole time I'm here, and then I'm flying to Charlotte, and then I'm coming home. My flight from Charlotte, North Carolina to Wilmington had 10 people on it.
Wow.
8 of them I knew. The other
Nice.
2 were a mother and her son, and drinks were free, and the stewardesses were drinking with us, and
Nice.
that was when you get home, and it's just I didn't kiss the ground, but I knew I was home. I knew I was home.
I got to tell you, after everything I saw there, you walk through the streets and you'll see children who've been maimed in some way from their parents, so they could collect more money on the streets, and the trash and all the stuff that was happening over there just to get to a point of survival.
Yeah,
And you come here and all the beautiful people here. I mean, I know, Mo, I saw what you said, New York smells like urine. Well, you know what? It's our urine. It was okay.
yes, all
I
your
don't know how to say it any other way. But I think everybody, I don't know if you agree with this, Captain, but I think everybody should fly somewhere like
yes,
a
yes.
third world country and get to know that.
I love flying by. I spent 24 hours on an airplane. Love it, love it, love it. I had a chance to come. I couldn't come home, but I had to go to Charleston, South Carolina,
Hmm.
and I had to fly direct. Actually, plane refueled. I flew over my house to Charleston, South Carolina, claimed some material, back on the plane, flew back to Iraq, nonstop,
Oh,
C-130, nonstop, and flew over my house, and it that almost killed me. But I'm gonna tell you what happened to me when I was in Kuwait, and I'm like I mentioned before, I see all these women crying in the alleys and crying and this and that, and I get to asking around, why are these people digging in the dumpsters? Well, they're looking for blankets and pillows. It's something to keep them warm at night. It does get cold in the Middle East,
hmm.
and they go looking for our old refuge. You got to be careful what you throw away. You don't want anything top secret. But blankets and pillows and stuff like that, that really got me to thinking. So in the middle of the night, I sneak out, and I probably put 10 blankets in the dumpster so these people could come, and I did that for 2 weeks. If your ass wasn't asleep in that bunk, you didn't have a blanket when you came back. I snatched that shit and I put it in the dumpster for these people because these people made $13 a day. $13 a day.
Right.
And had nothing. Had nothing. And I stole these blankets and I put these blankets in the dumpster for them 2 weeks. My first time there. My second time there was another week. And when they came, they found pillows and blankets. If I had to sleep with nothing, they got pillows and blankets. And that just, that made me feel bad. It really did. So this guy's joking at me and telling me, oh, they're looking for, how can you laugh at me telling me these people need a warm blanket? Because you know what I'm fixing to do. Yeah.
You know, I think, again, that shows your faith. That shows what kind of person you are. Yeah. Because that is rampant. Even, well, I think the reason why I saw so much of it is because Iran was at war at the time I was there. So I saw the same types of things, being pulled out of cars, you know, having machine guns pointed at me, because they really were looking for at that time we called it the Mujahideen. And it was their branded terrorists.
Yes.
And it was, and you just didn't know from one day to the next what was going to happen to the people or what was going to happen to you.
And I know most of us in here, could you imagine living like that? Could you imagine living like that every day? That a bomb blast could go off. Could you imagine these poor people live like this every day? And it's different when you're a soldier and you're fighting this war. But you got these poor people that are just trying to live their life in this country. And they got to put up with that crap, you know, getting blown up. Suicide bomber. A 4-year-old child coming in strapped with dynamite. That's, you know, that's, I couldn't even imagine that. I couldn't even imagine. Driving to work every day is enough stress for me. I couldn't imagine having to live with that much stress.
I tell you, Captain, sometimes just leaving the house can do it for me. It depends on what day it is and what's been going on. But I know that I was walking down the street in northern Tehran, and all of a sudden I heard the sound, wah, you know, this weird sound. I was like, wow, that's a really odd sound. And everyone starts running. Well, the Iraqi planes had come over Tehran, and supposedly they weren't supposed to be able to do that because of all the radar stuff, but they did. And all of a sudden I'm running down the street. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where the planes are. I didn't see anything. I just know that we all just started running. And I thought, yeah, I can't do this. I can't do it. It took me 6 weeks to get out at that point. But, you know, I did get out. It was crazy. But I didn't last very long with that. So
Mr. Winky Head says, Captain, what scares you the most? For me, is Pokemon. What scares me the most is that tattoo right there, which says "Lost at Sea."
Oh yeah.
That is my biggest fear. Being lost at sea, being in the dark in the middle of the night in the ocean. That's my biggest fear.
Well, why do you
Pokemon too, but that's right up there.
Yeah, I like Pikachu, so that always gives me hope when it comes to Pokemon. But that's because my grandson is one of his favorite, my son's, when he was into it. But why the sea? What do you think happened that would bother you?
It's always, and I've lived on the ocean, the sea my whole life, and been hundreds of miles out in it. Not a problem. But I just think of the fear that would be instilled in me, laying on a flipped over boat, laying on the hull, or floating out in the ocean in the pitch dark with no light, and 100, 200 feet, 1,000 feet of water below you. You know, and it's just, I think what it came from, Val, was back in 1977, 76, Jaws is what did it. Jaws is what did it. Yeah, I'm serious. My father took me to see Jaws. It was 76 because my dad took me to see it in an old theater, and it scared me to death.
Mm-hmm.
And I fished that ocean. I've been everywhere on it, but it scared me to death.
I bet.
I watched that movie 1,000 times, but it scared me to death. I don't go swim at the beach. The beach is right there. Hell no. What do I want to swim there for? I got a pool. You know, it scared me to death. And Jaws was the reason. It was. That's what it was. It was Steven Spielberg. I'm probably going to sue him for the fear I have, but it was Jaws.
You know, when we moved to Maryland, my father had taken us out to Rehoboth Beach. Crystal, you know where that is, right? It's in Delaware, and he took us all up, and I was only 7. And he said, "Okay, kids, there are sharks in there, and they can eat you, and
Yes.
there's crabs, and they'll bite your feet, and there's jellyfish, and they'll sting you and numb your legs." And he goes, "So you guys go have a good time." And we were all just staring at him, going, "What?"
Yeah.
And when Jaws came out, he marched us all into that theater. We were older then. I can't remember how old I was at the time. I think I must have been maybe 14, 15 maybe. And said, "We all need to watch this." What the heck?
Yeah.
What the heck? No wonder I messed up.
Yeah. RC Hunter's got a question. Captain, where was you when the Twin Towers were hit, and how did you feel? Heath, I was at work. I was actually a shop foreman in a sheet metal shop. And secretary came out and called me in, and I watched it. And how I felt, I was devastated. This was, man, I guess I'd feel like if you live back, say when Pearl Harbor got bombed, how you feel then. That's how I felt. Of course, that time, as far as I'm concerned, that's the greatest generation that's ever lived. That was that generation during World War II. And Patriots, red, white, and blue. So you can imagine how they felt. That's how I felt. And in our day and time, we don't have a lot of Patriots left. But I was devastated. I thought I was gonna have to go home. I thought I was gonna be sick to my stomach. But that's a date that sticks in my head. And for some reason, every time I look at a digital clock, it says 9/11. 9/11, and it reminds me of it. But I was devastated. I was, man, it broke my heart to think, the audacity of these people to come to my country and do this. That was the feeling I had then. I've got a tattoo of it. I can't show y'all right now. It's on my leg. I'm an infidel. I am an American infidel. And that's a tattoo I got. I'm a true believer in it. And infidel, people can look at it like I'm a non-believer. And I hate it that I have to be like that. But for the religion of Islam, you got good people. You got good people. I have good friends that are Muslim. But you have the extremists. And at the time I got this tattoo, I am a full-blown infidel. And I've got it on my leg in Arabic that I am an infidel. And and believe me, not all Muslims are like that. They're not. You have the extremists. I know good people that are Muslim, that practice Islam. Islam is peace, but people read it the wrong way, and that's where people read the Bible the wrong way, and you see it. You can read it to make whatever you want of it, and but it was, Heath, it was very heartbreaking to me. I will never forget it. I'll never forget where I was. I'll never forget that image. And it's like the Blitzkrieg when the Germans, bombed Great Britain, and just tried to beat them down. But they didn't. They didn't beat them down. They didn't destroy us. We're back, grand as ever, and that's what will destroy the enemy. Not falling, not giving in, and but yeah, Heath, I was devastated, man. That was terrible. Old Droner, got a bug for you, buddy.
I have to say, I love the way you answered that, Captain, because I remember my dad called me, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, how you doing?" Because I wasn't watching TV at the time. And he said, "How can you be happy? How can you be laughing when what's going on?" And I said, "What's going on?" My dad had friends in Quantico. He had friends in the Pentagon that he had been working with for years, and so he was so devastated. And I turned it on. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And I remember them trying to figure out who did it, but it just seemed clear to me who would have done that, and it was true. Because I guess because I've been over there, I know that that was something that could possibly happen here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I agree. It's a lot of the world hates us. You know, a lot of the world. I don't know why. If I guess if more people were like me and you and all these people, but they had their own misconceptions of like the Germans did back in World War II. They thought that this country was run by Jews, and if they kill all the Jews, it'll be done. They're going to come to the United States. They're going to kill all the Jews, and that's a misconception people have about anywhere. You know, I don't know anywhere in this country that I wouldn't like to go on vacation, except the Middle East
Right,
and
right.
parts of Africa. But I would love to come to. I'd love to go see Baduga. You know,
Oh,
I would love
Portugal.
to go. You
Mhm.
know, I'd love to go to Australia and Dominican Republic, and you know, I'd love to go places like that. But we don't have a lot of people here from the Middle East, and one reason that is they censor so much you do over there. You know, if you live in Iran, you know, it's like living in North Korea. You know, they're so blind to what's going on in the world because everything is filtered before it gets to them. Could you imagine living like that? Could you
Well,
imagine not even knowing? You know, you're
right.
still listening to music from the '60s. You know, because it's filtered that much before it gets to you.
One thing I was astonished on was that when I was in Iran, they sent troops to, was it Libya, to help fight. And I told them, I said, "Why are you doing that? Because you're at war with Iraq and you guys aren't doing that great right now. Why would you go and do that?" And he said, "We never question the Khomeini, the religious guy. If he tells us to go, he talked to God. They said go, we go."
Good.
It was a firm belief within these people that that was a kind of a something that you just didn't question. You just would
That's
never
right.
question.
Just did it because you may pay the consequences if you don't.
Right.
They would having to live like that.
Yeah, I couldn't. It was very hard for me when I was over there because I was still me and I was
Yeah.
still American.
Ray
So,
Smith question: where were you stationed? I was in Alta Quadam. I was in the Sunni Triangle. I was 15 miles from Fallujah. I was 12 miles from Ramadi. I was 35 miles from Baghdad, and I was 1 mile from Habaniya. I was on the largest airstrip in Iraq. It was actually, they hid the airstrip until a Marine was walking through the desert one day and he tripped over something. And what he tripped over was 15 Russian MiG 21s that were
whoa,
buried in the sand wrapped in plastic. And when they got to looking, it was an airstrip that Saddam Hussein tried to hide. So they uncovered it and started using it. It had two 15,000 feet runways. So I spent my time at Al Taqaddum. Um, like I say, I was there during the assault on Fallujah, the assault on Ramadi, and saw it all firsthand. You know, and Baghdad, I was 35 miles from Baghdad. Made a trip to Baghdad. Didn't like it. 35 miles took 14 hours to get there,
wow.
and 14 hours to get back. And so I was I was told I was going to Baghdad. I was never told I was going to Sunni Triangle. They didn't want to scare people. And I was smack dab in the Sunni Triangle in the Syrian desert. We were we wasn't far from the Syrian border,
Wow.
and that's where you got a lot of Syrians come over to fight the good fight. You know, so we went through a lot there. We got hit with mortar fire, small arms fire. What they used to call back in Vietnam, gooks in the wire. They still call it gooks in the wire today. People trying to get through to your encampment, to where you are, and they still call it gooks in the wire. Why, I don't know. But I was at a nice place, that's for sure.
So, R.C. Hunter Heath would like to know, if you were the president, what is one law that you would make, Captain?
One law I would make. I would say, I would probably say that I'd make it a law that if you're going to live in this country, great as it is, that you are going to respect this country. You're going to abide by its laws. And that's one of the biggest things that kills me today. Unpatriotic people, be it your millennials or whatever they call them now. I try not to get into that crap, but it's how unpatriotic this country has become. It's, to me, I'd make that a law. Hey, you're going to stand up. You're going to stand up when that flag's waving and we're putting our hand on our chest. You're going to stand up, you know. And but then again, you know, I sound like I'm I go back to thinking, well, I can't do that. You know, people are going to look down on me. They're going to think I'm some type of tyrant. So
I think, Captain, I hear what you're saying, and my belief was, you know, if the guys want to kneel and they're taking a knee, I didn't have problem with that, only because I really do believe that at some point we got to draw attention, because that's the kind of country we are. We have to draw attention to things that are going wrong so we can fix them. And that's the reason why I never had trouble with it. But I do know a lot of people saw it as being unpatriotic. And I always saw it as them standing up for our country, saying we can do better than what we're doing. And so let's do that. I think in any other country, they could be killed for that. I think, at least in some of the countries I've been to, I think, it speaks for our great country that that doesn't happen. But I think patriotism, until you've actually been out of this country and seen what we've seen, and I think Heath would also agree with this, you see what we've seen, then you get it. But a lot of our young people, they have not seen how bad.
Yeah, they've never been there, and they never. Once you've been there and you see what the watch National Geographic, just watch some TV and they'll show you a portion of it. But I think this country it's come to the point that people feel like they're owed something. You're not owed anything. You work for what you get. You give for what you get. And you're not owed nothing. You're not owed anything. And that's what kills me. I try to stay out of politics. I don't watch national news. I watch the Weather Channel when I get home. I want to know what's happening the next day. I don't care about all that other crap because it depresses me. I just try to live my life in my own little world and hope to God when I leave this world, I'm at peace with Him and not worrying about all this other crap that's going on out here. I just don't, guys try to talk politics with me at work. You're talking to a wall if you're talking to politics to me, because I know nothing about politics. I can tell you the president. I might be able to tell you who the vice president is, maybe. But as far as, they're talking about this congressman and this representative and this senator, you're talking to a 3-year-old when you're talking to me about that, because I don't know who they are. I think I'm better for it. I think people would disagree that I'm better for it, but I feel that I'm better for it. And that's what counts in my life. I don't care about that stuff that's going on. I want to know what the weather's going to be tomorrow. I want to know if I can fly tomorrow. That's important to me.
And I think that's something to be said that's important, because if all we do is get mired into the paranoia, which sometimes can be our country, we kind of push the paranoia thing, then it gets too much. It just gets too much. And I think that our world is kind of on an axis. We're kind of tilted, and we need to tilt back. And I'm not talking Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative. I'm saying as people, as faithful people, we're just kind of a little bit over, and we just need to back, whatever that looks like. Get back.
Well, I disagree. I think we need to tilt a little bit further and dump all them off and bring it back on axis, is what I'm thinking.
But I do know whatever you give energy to grows. And so I don't give a lot of energy to it. Used to as a younger person. Don't do it so much now. I just know that I have people I care about, in family I care about, in communities that I care about, and that's what's important to me at this time.
That's right. There's more important stuff in this world. My thing is just leave me alone. You know what I mean? Don't bring me into whatever you're protesting. Don't stomp on my flag in my presence, because I'm probably going to make national news then. Don't let me see you step on my flag. Don't do that. Because we're going to have an issue. But don't bring me into your world. Just don't insult me. Just let me live my life. If everybody did that, if everybody just lived their life, there'd be no issues in this world. Live your life. Let me live mine. I don't care what it is, what religion you are, if you're gay, if you're bisexual, if you're lesbian. I don't care. I'm fine with all that. I have no issues with that. And if everybody lived like that, it would be such a wonderful place to live. But it can't. It just cannot happen. I have whatever you want in your life, Val, happy for you. Whatever it is. If you like, whatever it is, bungee jumping, knocking canes out from old men walking down the street, whatever, that's you. Live your life. But if everybody lived their life and it would be a much better place. It'd be a much better place. But that's what I'm still trying to do. I'm still doing it. This is my world right here. This house, this little corner I own right here. This is my world. My wife, my granddaughter in the house, my children. That's my world. And it doesn't go outside of that. And if I hate to repeat what old Bush said, but if you're not with me, you're against me. That's how I look at it. If you're not with me, you're against me. And family's where it's at, and that's something we have. This is a family we have established outside of our blood, and this is what it's all about. And all these people in here with us tonight, good people. If we could expand this 1,000,000 times over, we would beat world hunger. I mean, we really would.
Right. I know that. I think that when we delve into so much of the other stuff, it just kind of separates us from who we are and those people's lives we want to touch. I know I went across the country with 5 women, and I thought, I don't know how we're going to do it. I truly don't. But all I said was, I'm the one driving, so I'm going to lay down the law. If you think someone slighted you, just give them the benefit of the doubt that they didn't. If you think something went wrong, just give them the benefit of the doubt. Doesn't hurt you, maybe help them. And it was one of the best trips I'd ever had, because we all did it. And I
Yeah.
think that that's, you have to give someone bumps into you, just figure they're not doing it on purpose. They're just, they just weren't paying attention. And that's just the way that rolls sometimes. But anyway, so does anyone have any other questions? Oh, Dana, what branch of the military was Neil in? He was a civilian Marine.
Yes, Marine Corps, attached to the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Force, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
Wow.
Marcos ISCOM, Quantico.
Mm.
That's Marine Armor System Command out of Quantico, Virginia.
Kim, I'm a little nervous that you've never done the pencil thing, and I don't know what that means because I didn't follow the chat.
What was that? What you say, Val?
Kim said he's never done the pencil thing. I have no idea what that means because I wasn't following the chat. I'm just glad you haven't, Kim. Oh my gosh. So anyone have any more questions? Oh, how did you meet your beautiful wife, Dana? That's Chris.
I met her in a bar. I was a bouncer in a nightclub. And I worked at this particular nightclub for about 10 years. And she got hired on as a waitress. And she lived in, the guy that owned the bar, Bill, bless his soul, he's gone now. But he owned a mobile home park back behind the club, and she lived there. And I met her first time I saw her. And I met her there. And we've been together ever since. And that was 1988. Yes, March 1988.
Wow.
Yeah, we met in a bar. Neither one of us were drunk.
Okay, guys. Any other? Oh, let's see. Have you eaten a quail egg yet? This is from
Yes,
Slide.
I tried one a while ago. They're
Did
delicious. You? Yes, and Flying Trucker. I did. Flying Trucker, if you want me to, I'll eat one right here. I told him I'd eat one on the Drone Network, which I'm going to. But I'll eat one right here if you want to.
Captain, I think you should, because this is an interview about you. So we should see you and what you do.
I will definitely eat one. David, you tell me to eat one, I'll eat one.
Okay, Flying Trucker.
I had to twist his arm. All right. Give me a second. I'll go get him. I'll be right back, though.
Okay. Okay, guys, how's it going? He's going to go grab some quail eggs. I don't know how he eats this stuff. I'd be scared. You graduated from school in 88, Mo? I graduated in 77. Is it okay, Kim? Thank you. Thank you. I was trying to incorporate the questions that I'd gotten, but, Anthony, Mr. Winky, had tons and tons. Hey, Ray. How you doing, darling? Yeah, I'm going to want to do another interview, so I have to come up with someone who would like to do one with me. So thank you, Crystal. Thank you. Oh, egg time.
All right. So, David, you couldn't expect to give me goodies like this and me not try it. So.
Hey, Bobby.
Got a little teeny thing.
That is small.
Yeah. So good. And they are very spicy. They got jalapenos in them. Very spicy. Black pepper, garlic. Very good. Very good.
So, are they cooked? They're cooked, right? They're not in the shell still?
Say again, Val?
They're cooked? Those eggs were cooked and then put in the...
Yes. Well, yeah, they're boiled. Yeah, you put, yeah. It's just like a boiled egg. That's all it is. Oh. Just smaller. Quail eggs are real good. Yeah, just smaller. It takes a lot of them to make a egg salad sandwich.
Mo, I am going to interview you in Vegas. I already decided that. I have you down for that Sunday. Oh my gosh, Captain, that was... So somebody asked, what is the worst thing you've ever eaten? I think we kind of asked that, but
Actually, I got one of them over here. The water scorpion. That's poo tea. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Poo tea.
Pootie was just, that was
Yeah,
nasty.
bug of poo tea. Um, I've stuck with this, true and true. That is the nastiest thing I've ever eaten.
Ooh.
The water scorpion.
Oh. Oh.
Yep.
Old runner, get ready, because I think it's coming to you.
And it doesn't smell any better than the first day I got it. So yeah, this was a 2-pack. I think Stephen Merritt got me this one. Broken quad, or I don't know what he is now. Broken taco. Stephen Merritt got me that one.
Hey Dana, my last child I had was also in '93, so I got you, sister.
Yep, our baby was born in '93.
Nice.
Yep. Our baby Taylor.
Oh, let's see. Hey, Captain, go ahead and eat that thing. I'll join it.
No, I'm doing you a favor sending that to you, old runner.
Yes, yes. And Scott, hey, how you doing, Scott? He wants to know how you got into eating strange stuff. We answered that, but if you want to hit it again.
Yeah, drone worship. Y'all guys know drone worship. We got to talking one day. We were on Discord, and he put me up. Hey, I'm gonna send you a scorpion. Will you eat it? Sure, I'll eat it. So he sent me a not a scorpion, excuse me, a tarantula, and I ate it, and it was pretty good. Not everything you get sent like that is good. I ate a black scorpion. Taste wasn't bad, but the shell was terrible. It was just hard to chew and get down. It was terrible.
Was the bug worse than the duck egg?
Oh yeah. I'd eat a dozen duck eggs. Oh yeah.
So when you said it was 1,000, was it 1,000-year-old duck egg?
Mm.
How do you know that?
That's what they tell me. But it's not really 1,000-year-old. It's the way they preserve it.
Oh, okay.
So it smells a little rotteny. Not bad. When you eat it, it's not really the taste. It is the consistency. It's mushy, and then you got in your head this black egg you're eating. And don't do what I did, guys. If you're gonna do one, don't put salt on it, because it magnifies the taste 1,000 times. When you put salt, you take a boiled egg, you put some salt and pepper. Yeah, not with that. Don't put salt on it. It like intensifies the taste of it. So,
okay.
Yeah, I've got 2 of those left, guys. So if anybody wants one, we got a giveaway going on tonight. Val, this is a giveaway on your show. I've got 2 1,000-year-old duck eggs. I'm giving away. Yep.
Okay.
I got some poo tea.
So
you guys pick.
Scott would like to know, a Death Throne pilot, is you've ever gotten sick from any of the things you've eaten?
No. I thought at first, I kept a puke bucket over here by me when I first started eating that stuff. And I think the closest thing I've ever had that I was going to throw up was the 1,000-year-old egg, because how it stuck all in your throat. Yeah, but
I don't know how you do.
I never threw up. Puke bucket's gone now. I don't know if they make anything make me throw up now.
Oh, I think Heath wants you to send him the pootie, Captain. Is that what you're saying, Heath? You like some pootie? Heath. He just said pootie, Captain, so I think he'd like some.
I think he wants me to drink some. It's not that bad, but Broken Quad made me drink it with no sugar or no cream. And it is pure poo. There's no tea in it. It is actually made from what kind of worms are those? They are called 100% grain moth larvae droppings. What kind of grain they're eating, I don't know.
Oh. Let's see. Alvin, I might try one of those eggs, Cap, but like you, I don't want to do it for free. LOL. Yeah, Sly Daddy does have a cast iron stomach because I almost get sick just thinking about that because no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
And some of the stuff I've got some barbecued crickets, grasshoppers. Actually, pretty good. I mean, they're actually pretty good.
I think Mo likes those. Mo, do you want some crickets?
I eat all those.
Did you eat all those?
I did. No, actually, I got a few left. The barbecue wore off of these. Mixed bag. Hold on, let me get my spectacles on. Grasshoppers, mole crickets, silkworms, crickets, sago worms, and barbecue seasoning. Not bad.
Oh my God. No, Heath, I'm just almost getting just thinking about eating a bug. I can't do it. If I get one little strand of hair in any part of my food, I can't eat it. I mean, I'm just weird like that.
Yeah.
I just can't. Oh, nasty. Nasty, nasty. No, 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 no.
And I requested those.
Yeah, and Mo said she's going to pass on the egg. And Kim says he would try mixed bugs.
They're not bad. They're really not.
And for some reason, considering the pizza he has under his bed, the fact that he tried bugs does not surprise me. I'm just saying. Does not surprise me. Let's see. I was hungry, not now. LOL. That's right.
I'm starving to death, Mo. I'm starving to death right now.
No kisses after that guy. That's your wife. Hey, Dana.
That was the nasty stuff I eat, yeah.
Captain will survive in the wild. Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's true, because you can eat anything.
I've done survival trips for 2 weeks in the woods. I got no problem eating. Yeah, I'm going to eat. I almost ate a dog one time.
Oh, how
Yeah,
come
he
you
came running by. When you're hungry, you don't come running by when I'm hungry. And couldn't catch him, though. Big-ass grubs. Now, I'll tell you something I do have a problem with. You know, they got these coconut grubs and stuff, and they'll just put them live in a bowl and put lime juice and stuff on them. I have a problem with things moving while I'm trying to eat them. You know, I don't like eating live things. Yeah. Because I'm afraid it'll come back up in the middle of the night while I'm sleeping. You're going to try to escape.
Let's see. Oh, Heath is sending love. I'll say it that way. Heath, you are just such a crack up. Dog actually takes good if properly prepared. Old droner. No, 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 no. I'm just looking at my hairy little dogs thinking, no. Ooh.
That day may come, Val. You know what I mean? I mean, in reality, that day may come. And you got some big dogs there. I
do. They would feed me for quite a while because I have
a barbecue now. You know, we're gonna have a block party with the size of them dogs you got. You know.
Hey, Doug. How you doing, darling? Let's see. Drone pool. Dan. Hey, how you? We're glad to see you.
Tequila worm. Oh yeah, I like tequila worm. Yeah.
A what worm? A tequila worm?
Kelly. Yeah. Doug. What's up, Doug?
They showed us worms when we were in Mexico in their tequila, and they went to pour me it to try it, and I was like, yeah, no. I know they all have that, but no. No, I can't do the bug. Oh. Let's see. Ginger ale, jealous.
I think I'm that day when something happens, and it may be the apocalypse or World War III, but I'm gonna eat. And if you want to eat, you're gonna stick with me. Don't look at it, shut your eyes, swallow it. You ain't even gotta chew it. Chewing is for taste. Swallowing is for getting what you need, you know? Don't even look at it. Don't ask me what it is. Yes, it said meow a while ago, but don't worry about it. Just go ahead and eat it.
I gotta tell you, I think I'm just gonna let the nuclear warhead take me out. I'll just be like, yeah, bugs, grubs, worms,
Tree
centipede.
bark, whatever you can get a hold of. Yeah.
Yeah. Chinese meow. Oh God, Chris, bad Chris. Because Chris, Snuggles. That's gonna look like a tasty treat to someone hungry. So you're
And
gonna have to hide
yeah.
Snuggles.
Well, it's got to be bad. It's got to be bad. When you're talking about eating your pets, it's getting bad.
Right,
That's the
right.
last thing you're gonna do. So that's the last resort. You're gonna, when you're looking at that dog and you're seeing a nice tender piece of turkey laying over there as you're looking at it, that's the last resort, because from there, all right, you're gonna start looking at vow to eat, or me to eat,
Yeah. The dog's looking at you to eat.
and it's dog eat dog,
Crystal, don't go there, Val. He has to go through me to get to Snuggles.
Okay.
He might. Run, Crystal, run. My AK-47 says not.
I'm not going to eat you all at one time because I want to keep my meat fresh. So I'll take an arm here and a leg there,
Dog eats first. Yeah, I got to tell you, I think my dogs would probably look at me and go, that looks like a snack. They'll last a while. Hey, JD Fly, how you doing? Snakes are food? No, Nathaniel.
I don't have a problem eating a snake at all. Not an issue with that. I mean, yeah.
It's a dog eat dog world, and I'm wearing milk bone underwear. Dan. Wait, I don't even want to think of what that looks like.
But I hope it never comes to that. As long as they still make chickens and turkeys and pigs and cows, I'll be good to go.
Yeah, and we can go to Kim's for the turkeys because he cooks them all the time. He says he doesn't, but I'm pretty sure that's turkey. That's baby turkey there.
Oh.
Hey, JL. Oh, MD. Chris, little ones. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You're so funny. Let's see. My dog would just look at me and wipe her. Oh. Maybe he tastes like chicken. Famous last words. I wonder about that because every time I don't want to try something, someone will say, it's okay, it tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken. Yeah.
And I've yet to see it taste like chicken, Captain. I've not seen that.
I've eaten alligator and it tastes like chicken. No, it doesn't. It tastes like alligator.
So, Captain, did I ask you, because I'm getting old now, because I was one of those who graduated in the 70s. How did you get your name, Captain Cook?
My father, they called my father Captain. And lo and behold, he was not a captain. He was a staff sergeant in the Army. But they called him Cap. And I kind of took that name over after he passed away. And my rank I held when I was in Iraq as a civilian Marine I was a captain. I actually held the rank, wore the bars, but I had that name long before that. And guys think, oh, Captain Cook, Captain James Cook, and that's fine. But Captain James Cook was not a pirate, and this pirate thing kind of came from somebody sent me a hat, and somebody sent me this and eye patches, and but I think I've always lived like a pirate. So, my thumbnails, and I don't really have my light on so you can see it back here, but I come from, and where I'm from now, pirates were a big thing, back in the day. And that's part of it. But yeah, since I was probably in my 20s, I've taken that name, Cap. And like Val says, Captain, my captain, you guys know about that. But that's like I said, I'm a born leader and captain of the ship. That's me, and that's
So then I'd have one question for Dana.
uh,
Dana, what's it like being married to the captain?
uh, woo.
And I'm waiting for that reply now, Dana. Because, we all want to know that. What's it like
Yeah, she may plead the fifth.
being married to a pirate? Everyone's saying, go ahead. Tell us.
Yeah, I'm waiting too. And she's pretending like she's not listening now. She's just like 25 feet away.
Yeah, she's right now running around with the grandbaby, just going, we got things to do. We're waiting. Yeah, like Flying Truck said, we're just waiting. We're wait. I'm going to start the Jeopardy song, and I may sing, Dana, if you don't hurry up and answer, and that's going to make everybody sad.
I can probably imagine what you say. It's an adventure. Put it that way.
A bed of roses.
Yeah, she's painting. That's right. There she goes. A bed of roses. My beautiful wife. A bed of roses with the thorns. Mind you.
We can't have a rose without a thorn. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He's typing a book. Hold on, Dana, I'm trying to get up.
I knew I could count on her.
You can. You can. Full of thorns. Oh my gosh, every ride has its thorns.
That's even better than what I was thinking about. Every ride has its thorns. How about Rose?
Every rose has its thorns. Yeah, yeah.
Rose, there you go.
Oh my gosh, Ray. That's right. We're going to help pick Crystal up because I have that question when I get around to interviewing Chris. I'm going to ask Chris the same thing.
Yes, Val, that's one you got to get on here because I got a few questions for him myself.
Yes, yes. And I do want to do Chris because I want to cover the drone network first and then move out from there. So, Chris, you up to next week? Chris, my Chris.
I don't know what that pull his plug means.
Plug Miss Dana. Yeah,
Paul, Wakey RC, let me tell you guys something, and she will attest to this. I am not that box of chocolates guy or a dozen roses. I never have been. I'm sorry, but she will tell you that I'm not that box of chocolates guy. I'm not, and she loves me anyway. So,
I think that's. I think you guys probably work very well together. I don't really know Dana, but you cannot have that beautiful a granddaughter without having something special.
Oh no,
because that little girl just looks like she's in heaven every time I see her.
Oh, beautiful! All our children are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Because her mother looks just like me, so of course she's beautiful. But yeah, our children are beautiful, and they're beautiful people. You know what I mean? Not just the looks; they're beautiful people. And I have a son. He's one of the most beautiful people you ever meet in your life. He actually works. He works with me, not for me, but he works with me. But he's just laid back, just great. They're great people. They all are.
Yeah.
None of them have ever been to prison, so that's pretty good. And they have never killed anybody. So yeah, you got to feel lucky. They've never been to jail. You got to start counting shit like that. Never been to jail. They're doing good. But the only one that has children is Morgan, which is Caroline's mother. But I think my daughter Taylor wants children, and I think that's great. But man, I couldn't right now, and I don't mean anything bad by it, but it'd be hard to share my love from this thing I got in here. You know what I mean? I give her everything, but I'm sure I could do it. I mean, if Taylor wants to have a baby, and it'd be grand, be grand.
Well, I tell you the same. I feel the same way, Captain. I always think with my children, I have D, and he is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. He's coming to
Yes.
spend the night tonight. I'm so happy. And I just think, how could I share my love? Because all the love I have for him. But I guess you just do. Like when you have more than one child, it just happens. But oh, by the way, you owe Dana, let's see, what did she say? 30 years. Your
Almost 30
time
years.
at Candy Roses
Yeah.
and jewelry.
It's 30, 80, 30 years. Yes. Yes, 30 years. Yes. Almost 30 years. It's been over 30 now. I think I'm owed a lifetime supply of candy, roses, and jewelry.
Yeah, yeah. I think she's right. I think she's right.
Yeah. 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 And there's nothing, I mean, God. When you can love something so much, that it makes you cry.
Right.
Just not sad, it's just you love it so much. It man. And I know that feeling. I know it. Just couldn't imagine it. I mean, I never thought that. I love my children, but let me tell you, that thing right there, man. And she knows it too. She knows it.
Oh, yeah.
She knows she's got me right there. Jump. I'm high, baby. What do you want? What do you need? That's, you know.
My son looks at my grandson, he'll tell him, she goes, I don't know who that woman is, but that's not who raised us. Because I'm like, whatever you want, D, whatever you want.
Yeah.
I just love him to death.
Yes. Yes.
And they all sit there going, we don't know this woman. I'm like, shut up, get out of here. I'm with my grandson.
Yeah. And the thing is, Val, I didn't have grandparents growing up. My grandparents passed away.
Wow.
I think my grandfather passed away when I was 5 on my mother's side. My grandparents on my father's side were gone before I was born. So I never had that interaction with grandparents. It was my mother. That's what I knew. I never had grandparents, so it's kind of, that's how it feels to me. Look, she got grandparents and she's going to appreciate them because I'm going to give her everything she, I didn't have from grandparents.
Right. And let me tell you, I think you are a great grandpa. When that little girl's sitting in your lap, I mean, you just can see it and see how much she knows she's loved.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, when I worked with juveniles and probation and stuff, the one thing we always knew is if there was one person that believed in them, just utterly believed in them, they did okay in life. And you and Dana are giving that little girl that. You're giving her that thing that she absolutely needs, and bless you for it. But how could you not? I would love her to death if she came here. She is so sweet. So I just applaud you for that, because I think sometimes it's just hard.
Yeah, and it is. And we've had her since when she was born. She actually lived here for a year. Her mom lived here with us, trying to get their thing together and get rolling. And that day she moved out, God almighty, I thought I was going to die. I really thought I was going to die.
I bet.
But her mother, and her mother was raised like that. My mother and my stepfather adored my children, and they were with them all the time. And my daughter Morgan affords us that. We get Caroline every weekend. I think if we missed a weekend, I don't know what I'd do.
Right.
Knowing she's here with us, and I'm fortunate to have that.
I tell you, I know that when my son was 12, he became a man supposedly, and he and I didn't have as close a relationship as we had when he was older. And D was an exact replica of his dad when he was born. And I just always felt that God knew the pain that had been caused and gave me this child. Now, my son and I are very close now, but he just went through that teenage thing that some boys go through. But I was just like, thank you, God, because I don't know that I deserve it, but I will absolutely take it.
Yep.
You know? Oh, Chris wants to know how much I pay for coming on and letting me interview.
I got $1,200 for this gig, buddy.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do well. I'm gonna have you pay me, Chris.
And all the green M&Ms I could eat. So I did pretty good on this one.
Because this is special. So guys, we're coming close to 8 minutes left. I know Kelly said she was going to come on after this. So if you guys want to go see her, Chris, MD95 TSI is coming on next week. And I will be sending him everything that, I'll be sending him the questions like I did the Captain like 2 minutes before.
Yeah, please.
And, to make sure he gets all the questions. And Crystal, I may talk to you beforehand, so I can do things. Don't believe a word Neil says about contracts. I know, right? Hey guys, you were absolute. Captain, I cannot thank you enough for coming on and letting me interview you, because I think we know you now at a better level than we could have known.
Yeah.
So I just can't tell you how much I appreciate it, and you trusted me to do the interview.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I mean, I try not to hide anything, and I think being honest with people and letting them know you're who you really are, you know what I mean, is the way to go about it. Being sneaky and trying to hide things. Some things we can't talk about.
Right.
RC funds diversions. John knows what I'm talking about. Well, some things you can't talk about, but try to be honest with people as you can. When they know the real you and the inner you, they feel closer to you. And I had a good time, but I really did.
Oh, I so appreciate it. I so appreciate you doing it. Okay, guys, so that's wrapping up. That's wrapping up tonight. And like I said, Kelly's on. Chris is going to be next week, and that should be a lot of fun too. And then I'm going to be talking to some more of you. Let me know if you don't mind coming on and letting me do this, because, you know, I think the family would like to get to know all of our family. And so I just needed to start with Big Dog first. Sorry, but that's how I look at it. Start with Big Dog first, and now we're going to go to his other big dog, Chris, and get it going. So, guys, I love you, love you, love you. Thank you for coming on and watching this.
Flying Trucker, brother, I enjoyed it today. I really had a good time. Looking forward to the next time. And thank you for the quail eggs. And thank all you guys for your support and supporting Val. And I had a good time. And I always do. You know, you guys know that I always have a good time when you're here.
So one question, Captain. How do I get out of here? Oh, stop.
Right. So here's what you want to do. Okay, you see the red phone?
Yeah.
Don't hit it yet. Go down to the bottom.
Yeah.
I can't do it because I can't, because I'm, but at the bottom, do you see where it says stop? Yes. Do that one first.
Okay, guys. You hit this first.